what made you, or when did you decide that you wanted to be an umpire? Like, when did it click for you that this is what I'm going to do? This is my next step, or this is the route I'm going to take?
Let's see. Well, you already knew we didn't talk about it, but I was an All-American baseball player. Yeah. I was a first-team All-American. I led the nation in hitting. I don't know if the whole year, but it was a lot of year. Yeah. I ended up at 399, but I had 416 in regular season. Those people do not get drafted.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They
yeah,
drafted
to those
50
numbers.
rounds, and nobody took a chance on me. 50. Yeah. And nobody would say, hey, well, let's just sign the kid.
See what he can do, right.
So I, believe it or not, I'm in a bar in San Diego at TGI Fridays.
Okay.
Our buddy was in there, Dwayne, and he goes, Katie, come here. Hey, man, I want you to meet this guy over here. I was like, hey, man, I'm young now, so you know why I'm in the bar.
Yeah.
I'm young. I'm a young
not
dude.
looking to meet a guy.
I wasn't looking to meet a guy.
Nah.
And he kept harping on it. I go, all right, man, let me go. And it was a guy named Randy Marsh. He was a Major League Baseball umpire. He goes, hey, Dwayne has been telling me all about you. He goes, you are what we want. And what I like about it, he was candid.
Yeah.
He goes, we're looking for minorities who speak well, educated. I'm not kidding you.
No, you know why I'm laughing at that.
And who had size to him.
Yeah.
And he taught me. Even then, I was like, hey, man, the only thing I know about umpires, they yell at them, and they yell at them a lot. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I decided to go to umpire school, like, say, 4 or 5 days before it started. It started in January 2nd.
Right.
And I called up Harry Winstead. It was his school. Harry, he was a Major League umpire. I said, Harry, this is Kerwin Danley. I really want to go to umpire school. I don't have the money to go. He says, Kerwin, don't worry about it. Just get here.
Right.
I didn't realize at the time they had a minority program in baseball that gave scholarships, and I didn't know it. Or maybe his school gave them.
Yeah.
Russell, all I did was get there. I didn't pay nothing.
Just show up.
Russell, I went there. I had a one-way ticket.
Do or die.
Do or die.
Yeah.
But didn't know what to expect. Didn't know I was going to like it. I could have been there a week and go, I want to go back home.
You knew that wasn't. You know you weren't going back home.
No, I was not going back home.
You know that.
I learned things on the way, though. I learned that if you finish like in the top 10, they send you to another school where you guarantee to them giving you a ticket home. So I go, I'm going to make that. Oh, wow. I said, I ain't no money home.
Yeah. It's amazing what adversity will do to you.
But I was the number one student.
Good for you.
Yeah. I worked my ass off. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. I studied after with the field work and everybody went back. I stayed on field. Me and another guy, we worked because I had never umpired before.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it.
You were scared.
Umpiring, which in some ways, though, I was scared, but it was good.
Yeah, no, it's a good fear.
Because I did exactly what the instructors told me to do.
Yes.
If they told me to stand on my head, I stand on my head.
I don't know what it has to do with baseball, but I'll do it. Yeah.
And so I was a fresh canvas to them.
Yeah.
And I followed what they did. I studied my rules. I missed one. On all the rules, I missed one.
Really?
Yeah. Hey, man.
There's a lot of rules in baseball.
And I only gave it. I said, I'm going to give it like 3 years. I don't like it. Man, what turned me around, it was about my 4th year, and we're in spring training. After spring training, they will send some of the older umpires that's in the minor leagues, they'll send them to do a major league spring training game before the season starts. Yeah. And they called me, and I'm still in AA. They don't do that. You got to be in AAA.
Right.
So they called me and said, Kerwin wants you to go to Vegas to do a major league weekend. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the big show, baby.
But when I knew I wanted to be after it was over, my dad came up and he shout out to Josephus Danley. Yeah. He drove me back. And I go, Dad, I'll get the gas. I'll get us something to eat. He goes, no, man, I know you didn't make. And I showed him the check that I got for a weekend. And this check was only like $1,200, Russell. That was for 3 days' work. Yeah. Russell, back in 1990, no, that would have been like 87, 88. Russell, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
You make no money in the minor leagues. You only get paid 5 months.
Really?
I said you'd be lucky to make $800 a month.
And you had to live off of that
While I was single.
Yeah.
You couldn't do it with a family.
No,
There's
no,
no way,
absolutely
because
not. No way.
unless you had a job waiting for you, most people don't.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got to work in the outside. I used to work at Broadway Southwest, which is now Macy's.
Okay.
And throwing couches and stuff. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Thanks for tuning in to The Route. Don't forget to subscribe and connect with us on socials for exclusive updates. We'll see you next week.